We're here with Hasso Kuehn here from Nina. He's originally from Germany, where he saw a lot of soccer and came to the United States back in the 50s, which was a popular thing to do back then. Had two boys that played soccer and everything. When you compare that, now you saw professional teams play in Germany, and you came over here, there wasn't any on TV.
Yeah.
Yeah. How have you seen that develop, the soccer? Was it, you saw the kids play and everything, and of course that grew too, they got better and better, yeah. So what's your impression of soccer in the United States here?
Well, I long for, they had, in those years, they had the Super Bowl or the World Cup, and they didn't have, wasn't even in the paper or anywhere, so I missed that. I knew it was on. Yeah. And then the first, when they had this Dish network, they started carrying actually direct transmission over here to, and I was really with a German announcement, but when but then when they shut down, or I moved, I had to move, and I couldn't take it with me. So at that time I was lucky, Fox Sports picked it up. So I could see directly. The only difference was English announcing, which didn't matter to me. At least I got the games, and really, yeah. So we're very happy that this came about,
Yeah, you can watch a soccer game without having somebody else telling you what's happening.
Yeah. So that's my, and then when I started that, our boys, developed here, locally. I was for it, very much for it, and I look back on it, now, and I was very happy. Was when
this was a long time ago. Back in the 70s and 80s.
Nina took part in here in the championship game for the Wisconsin state championship, and my younger son Arnie. Some of the players couldn't be because of the grades; they couldn't take part.
Yeah.
So Adrian Greffman, he really had the JVs, good players. They filled the ranks and they won the championship, and that said good with me. I was very happy to see that.
That was back in 85, 86.
Pardon?
That was back in 85 and 86.
Yeah. And Arnie was a part of it, and they won he was gone into the. Yeah,
both the boys were pretty good soccer players.
Yeah, Carl too, he did.
Yeah.
But later on, he lost interest in it, and he didn't. He made the cut, but he didn't wanna. He felt he wasn't good enough, so he was afraid. I wanted him to, because he did make the cut, but I thought for whatever reason, he didn't.
Yeah, we're all different. Different priorities. I do see Arnie's comments on Facebook all the time when the national team plays, as a comment about the coaching of the players, and really seems to love the sport a lot. But yeah, our experience with soccer in the United States was from nothing, nowhere, not on TV, slowly youth clubs, and then high school, and TV that was out, was taboo. And now, if you got the right package, you can watch that all day. So we've come a long way. Now, like Arnie, he obviously watches a lot of TV. He watches lots of soccer on TV too. Any particular teams that are his favorites that you know of? Any particular soccer teams that are his favorites?
In where?
Anywhere.
Oh yeah, he's very much into the British,
the EPL, English Professional.
Yeah, the Premier League. Yeah. He watches now yet. He's really into it. He knows everybody, all the teams, and I can pick it up too now. And I got a different the sports package they call it on TV. So I watch it with them, and they too show the German games, the European games.
Right.
So it's very interesting. I'm glad you got that.
It's a good way to stay on top of the game. Yeah.
Yeah.
favorite teams or any experiences when the kids played? But they played for Fox Cities, didn't they? For Jimmy Nash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now they traveled a lot throughout the states.
Yes,
in different
yes.
tournaments.
We
Yeah.
played around Chicago area teams and Milwaukee, and I took part when Nina was hosting the Upper Midwest. I believe you were the organized it.
I helped start it. Yeah, I took care of scheduling and
Because I remember
send out the invitations back then.
I
Yeah.
remember that they called us field marshal. Now we prepared the team, we checked the player passes,
Yes. Yeah.
and of course they had to, the coach approached the coaches,
Right.
and they came, they lined the team up, showed the cleats,
Yeah.
player passes, flipped the coins, and then the game started. And there was some of the coaches they commented on, because when the one game was over, they went on the field, he could blow the whistle and the game was on. He
Yeah.
didn't have to go through this.
Because that was
He had to look for, he couldn't wear any wristbands, necklaces, earrings, anything
Right.
like that. We approached the coach, then we told him number so-and-so, he's got this, has to come off when the game starts.
That's something that we bought, or we saw it in other tournaments. They did that. They had field marshals. We never heard of it here.
Yeah,
We were some Dutchmen, some Mexicans, and some
Well-
English people. Never heard of it. We thought it was a great idea.
at that time, I heard from coaches, that they were all from out of town, around Illinois even, out of state.
Yes. Yeah.
And they said they never went to a tournament that was as organized as this one.
Yeah.
And a lot of credit is to you, because
Oh,
you
thank you.
got people together that organized this. And
We had good people, and they
Yeah.
all had a
Mhm.
passion for the sport.
so I look back on it, on the years, and Nina did good.
Yeah. So you were pretty well tied up with work a lot, and were not able to contribute as far as coaching or refereeing
Mm-hmm.
at the
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
But,
yeah, we went through we had never approached the players, we just
Right.
got
But
the
we had
coach.
teams. We had teams coming from Russia one time. We had 2 Russian
Yeah.
teams from Germany, Netherlands. It was a good run. It was a good social thing for us to do, and people got to know different people, made different friends. You mentioned before the name Ian Huxley, who has been unfortunately gone for
Yeah,
probably about
yeah.
50 years. But he was a big influence in
Yes.
soccer too. And he was kind of involved with your son's group, right?
Yes,
Now, your son was in a club separate from the Paper Valley Club. Back then it was still called Paper Valley. And you had just what they call now the red team, the competitive teams.
Mhm.
You didn't have a recreational league. And you had one team in each division. The kids just went from U12, U14, U16,
Yeah, yeah.
which was a beautiful thing to do. And that's,
Yes.
I think that's what everybody's doing today now
Yeah.
too. But we still have that recreational portion as well. But it goes back to we were Europeans and had a love for the game,
yes.
but we just didn't have new people coming in.
That's
We were getting clobbered by Milwaukee, who else had lower
yeah,
immigrants coming in, and we did, yeah. So, well, we thank you for producing some nice boys that helped out a lot with the game
Yeah.
and played it. And,
Yeah, you made big time contributions here for the Valley, and Jim Nash, Adrian Geffen, for example,
Yes.
he did a beautiful job, preparing the guys for moving up when they got into the
yeah,
varsity.
yeah, he coached the JV boys, and then he went on to coach the girls. He's the only coach that won a state championship with the girls.
Yeah.
And it was Harry Kelderman with the boys.
Harry did, yeah.
And,
Harry was lucky at that time, when they couldn't go from the JVs up for the ranks that are open places
right.
to play in the championship game. That was very, very lucky that we had players prepared for and actually took the championship in spite of the loss of the starters.
We didn't have that many players, and the players that we did have had such a passion for it. So when they got to go to high school, they had played together all these years.
Yeah.
The kids from Jimmy Nash's team and my team. Yeah, we had a fantastic team back then. My two boys played in that team, your boys, and we were undefeatable for a while, with 2
Even-
championships in a row.
Arnie's son Ben, you know, he played well into, you know, almost to the end.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Very, very,
Your grandson?
yeah, my
Yes,
grandson,
yeah,
yeah, Ben, Arnie's son.
Yeah,
He supported his boys again, you know, to
of
he
course,
had
yes.
both they won lettered in Nina High School in soccer.
Yeah. Well, you've been a true supporter. I've seen you at many soccer games, locally and out of town,
Okay.
in Green Bay, Chicago, Milwaukee. Now, one of your boys went down and played, and was at Wisconsin, and wasn't he on the bowling team? On the bowling team?
Yeah,
Yeah, I had never heard that there was a varsity bowling team. Was that Arnie?
yeah,
Yeah, wow.
yeah. He's still in it, and he's looking forward to they actually go to the U.S. Championship,
Uh-huh.
and where they got it this year again in Vegas, which he likes. You
Oh,
know.
wow.
One time they had it in Montana, and there was nothing in the night. You know, the guys like to go out and have
Sure,
fun.
yeah.
And he says they pull in the sidewalks, you know, in some city in Montana. So they like to go to Vegas, you know, with this entertainment
Yeah,
and
cool.
places to
Great,
go.
yeah. Well, I hope soccer continues to get better. Our women's national team is doing fantastic. They're
Yeah,
the best
yeah,
in the
mhm.
world, and the men.
Yeah, I was impressed when they played Canada, you know, the talent, you know.
Yeah,
And we're second in this league here, in the American.
yeah, and the men's team is doing fantastic too. We're looking
Mhm.
forward to, I guess we have 2 World Cups next year, one late this year for the men, and then the women's team.
It was disappointing that the last World Cup game, the U.S. didn't qualify, you know, it was disappointment. I really proud of United and
Yeah.
changes they made and the talents they threw into it,
Yeah,
and they're really looking good.
we all thought they were going to be a shoe, and all they had to do was tie, and they were in
Mhm.
the championship, and they lost. Yes, that was a brutal loss. We were all disappointed and depressed over that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this year we're good. We still have to win some games, but it looks like we're
Right.
going to make it. Yeah. Well, continue to watch it and support the game, and glad
Exactly.
we had this conversation
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Enjoyed it.
I too.
You take care.
Yeah, I'm still into it, you know, and of course Bayern is again, you know, I was hoping, I'm a fan for Dortmund.
Oh, yeah.
Borussia Dortmund, and they seem to can't measure up to little disappointment. They make second.
Dortmund has been gracious to get some American kids on the team.
Yeah.
Like this Gio, can't think of his last name now. He gets hurt all the time though. A lot of players like Pulisic too. They have great skills, but they get hurt and they never have a chance to really break through. Well, very nice talking to you.
Here too.
You take care.
Tony, I'm glad that we met, and
You bet.
and the history we.
Talk to you soon again over a cup of coffee or a beer or whatever.